So this is from Dawg Pound Daily. 3 Browns who need to step up after the bye. They go number 3 wide receiver Donovan Peoples-Jones. Number 2, Kareem Hunt, guy we just talked about, and number 1, Jedrick Wills as well. Kareem Hunt is a guy who has had success. The question is, and clearly the Browns think there's something left there because they went out and they signed him. They need a guy that can threaten the defense running the football.
Yeah, and I think it's too early to say Ford doesn't do that, right? Like the Browns have a lot of high hopes for Ford. He's got speed, he's got strength. Like I mentioned, that run against Pittsburgh shows you what he can do. He's got 4 touchdowns, I think, since he took over the starting role. So he's got potential. But, he is a bit of an unknown. And I think you know what you're getting with Kareem Hunt. He showed up in great shape, according to everybody. I think he could really give this offense a lift if Hunt gets back to being the guy he was in, 2020, 2021, because he plays with energy. He's not easy to bring down. He can catch the ball in the backfield. He can do a lot for you. So I don't know if it's asking too much because, he wasn't quite the same player last year. So now you're asking him to rediscover what he was. But he's not too old. He's not 30 yet. So I think there's a chance there for Hunt. And then it's interesting, DPJ, I know he hasn't had any huge games this season, but to me, the players you need to step up in the receiving core is you need more out of Elijah Moore, and you got to figure out a way to use Marquise Goodwin.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Moore again a little bit after the break. I think you got to find a way to make him effective. To me, it just seems like a waste of his speed to have him running. You're giving the defense a head start to chasing him down, and he's fast.
Yeah, I don't know exactly. You think about it, and I know he has really good speed, right? So, can you run a bunch of go balls with him? Doesn't seem right because he's not the biggest guy, and those are hard to complete to small guys unless there's a ton of separation. They try the bubble screens. They try getting in his hands quickly. But I think his yards per reception is 8 point something, which is not, super impressive for a receiver. So, maybe it's more those deep crossing routes, right? Let stuff develop. Let him catch it on the run and see if he can turn a corner and take, a 15-yard completion and turn it into a 65-yard gain. Something like that. Or, the slant where he runs away from everybody. More of that where he catches it on the move to take advantage of that quickness and that speed. Because I think there's a value there. They just have not been able to tap into it to this point.